Hi Gemini, welcome back. Gemini, this is a partnership spread, you versus them. Gemini, this is going to be for the month of March. I'm going to pull cards on you, what your hopes, fears, next steps are, and then I'm going to pull cards on the person external to you, what their hopes, fears, and next steps are. Okay? Please check out my social media account links down in the description box below. And let's get it started. Gemini, the overall energy for this reading is the Eight of Cups. Interesting. So this speaks about walking away, because some of you could have walked away from a person, but it also speaks about departures, endings, walking away from hurt. So we'll see how this plays out in the overall. Your overall energy, Gemini, is coming up as the Queen of Pentacles, which is a much more grounded energy than air energy. It's someone who's focused on improving themselves. Someone who is focused on the day-to-day, the what needs to get done. And I feel like that's the energy you're embodying this month. As it pertains to love, okay? And then the person external is in the Knight of Cups. So this person is open to giving and receiving love. They may be coming towards you, Gemini, to do that. This might have been somebody that you walked away from who wants to now offer love, but I am going to get clarification here. I feel like for a lot of you, you're not interested, particularly if you're a female Gemini. Or your mind is elsewhere even. We'll see how you view the person external, Gemini. Woo. You have the Hierophant and the World card. So I feel like, Gemini, you view this person as wanting your attention, wanting a partnership, wanting something traditional with you. But in this deck, this is not going to be for all of you. In this deck, I see the Hierophant as someone who is somewhat emotionally inept. Does that make sense? Like, they like attention, but they don't know how to tap into the deeper emotions of love. Like, it's a very surface level of love. All right, so that's a few of you. For the rest of you, like I said, you view this person as being your world, giving you lots of attention, or you give them lots of attention. This is particularly if you're married to this person. So there's two groups of you here. Those of you who are in long-term relationships with this person and those who are not. And so I'm going to break it down at the end. How they view you, the Four of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. So they view you as the Queen of Pentacles, and then you showed up in your overall energy as the Queen of Pentacles. So, you know, I think they know that your focus is on improving yourself, but also your home, your stability, the family, if you have a family together, being a mother, if you're a mother. They also view you as the Knight of Wands, which is someone who takes action. You know, you might be wanting to travel or have more passion in the relationship. Like I said, I'm getting a few different messages here. Next steps. Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Lovers, which is your card, Gemini. So I feel like towards the end of March, Gemini, it's this energy of not really being sure about what the next steps are, okay? Needing to listen to your own intuition, needing to make some decisions here. I feel like I'm going to clarify definitely what this is about. So, okay, there's definitely two groups here. There's those of you in long-term, a healthy relationship. I can see that here. And then there's those of you who've had an ending with someone. And so I'm going to break it down now into scenarios as soon as I get these cards out. So, yeah. So in the person external, they have the, oh my gosh, the World card, the Six of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. So they're also confused about what the next chapter brings. They're also kind of a bit stuck in the past, feeling like they don't want to make the same mistakes that have been made in the past. So let me go ahead and break this down into two scenarios. If you're in a long-term, stable, healthy relationship overall, Gemini, I feel like your partner's open and available to giving you love this month. You know, I feel like I said, they view you as being motherly, caring for the home, caring for them. You know, and they're over here, you know, it's funny because they're emotionally available, but then at times they're withdrawn. So I do feel like they are wrapping up some chapters in their life, and they're kind of confused as to why this is occurring. This might be something to deal with children or their childhood. And then Gemini, in your next step, so towards the end of the month, I feel like you also have somewhat of a back and forth energy. I think there's a high spiritual vibe here. I think this is so bizarre. I feel like either you or your partner, Gemini, is like questioning their like spiritual or religious beliefs. What happens after we depart, because you have departure here. You know, kind of looking back to how they were raised and like what they once thought was at the absolute truth, they're now a bit confused about. You know, and that's normal. That's a part of growing up. I don't care what age you are. Spiritual growth doesn't happen at a certain age. But, you know, you questioning things and changing based off of what happens to us in our life, and looking back on who we were, what our beliefs were, and now who we are today, and how did we get here, and what do we still believe in. That's totally normal. It's a totally normal part of the spiritual process. So I feel like that message is really strong. So either you or your partner might be going through that. For those of you in long-term relationships, I feel like there is love reciprocated on both sides of the partnership. So it's a sense of trying to help each other. Yeah. Help each other by showing love. Having equal give and take in the partnership. Because then in your partner's energy, Gemini, they have the Tower here. So that talks about the ego being stripped because of something unexpected or an ending that was unexpected. And then the death card at the bottom of the deck. So it could be just the fact that they never thought that they would question things with you, with your relationship, and now there is some question there. But they want to work on it. For some of you, what they're questioning is like their beliefs and traditions, spiritualism, religion, etc. Because they've been forced to look at it because fate had intervened or will be intervening. And so towards the end of the month, Gemini, I feel like you're trying to be emotionally available, like understanding. You're both trying to understand each other's point of view because you have a long history with each other. But I do feel like this is the question of what's the next step. Didn't I say that earlier? It has a lot to do with this issue here. Okay, those of you not currently in a relationship, or this is pertaining to somebody that you had an ending with, because I see somebody walked away. This is the second group. If that resonated, great. They both may resonate. You might be in two different scenarios, some of you, or one might be for you, the other one might not be. But I feel like for those of you who had someone who walked away, I feel like you then went and put the focus on that of which you can control, your next steps, your self-esteem. Good for you. You've been needing to do that, Gemini. Okay. I do feel like that you view this person as someone who is, I just heard unemotional bastard, and I don't ever say that word, bastard. So that some of you feel that way. That's not all of you. Oh my God. Some of you feel like this person is like totally into themselves. You know, they like a lot of attention. They see you as someone who is in and out. They might have a very strong sexual connection with you. I get a player vibe here, but that's not going to be all of you. But they know that you're focused on yourself, focused on your stability. And the next steps, Gemini, I feel like this person may try to sneak back around. How many times are they going to sneak back around to you? I keep seeing this. I feel like you need to, again, listen to your intuition here. I feel like they do want to offer some love. They're making the decision to do that, particularly if you're dealing with a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And you might be going back and forth in your mind about this because it's like you've seen two different sides to this person. Then on the person external side, towards the end of the month, I feel like you do need to pause because they have the Seven of Cups here, which often speaks of having more than one option. For some of you, this person you had an ending with, they may have offered love to someone else, and that relationship has come crashing down. And now they're back around. Like, hey, I'm back. I want to give you love, equal give and take, like, hello. And you're over here like, hold up. Let me think on this for a second. So, because things didn't work out with so-and-so, I'm the second choice. The F you are a second choice, Gemini. You need to, if that's your situation. You don't be anybody's second choice. All right, because I do feel like there's a strong sense here of this person coming back around because things failed, saying, that they made the wrong choice. And now I'm back, and I want this with you. And you're going to think about it. You're going to go back and forth in your mind about it. And I see for some of you, you're definitely going to choose to allow this person back in. Which I have no judgment here. You do what you want, Gemini. So not all of you did they leave for someone else. Some of you, they just had like an epiphany after they left. Like, oh my God. I feel unstable without this person, and that's why they're coming back around. To try and regain some of their stability. So this is towards the end of March. Mm-hmm. And then for a very few of you, if you had like a legal separation with this person, like it was a marriage that ended or is ending, this person's coming back around because you have children together or some sort of home, some sort of ties within the family. And they're not coming back together necessarily to be with you, but because they want commonalities, even ground, equal give and take. They need to discuss finances or something like to do with that. So that's just a few of you. This is getting real specific. So let me stop there. It's two different groups there. Hopes and fears, Gemini. The Tower and your hopes and fears. So you're definitely dealing with the water sign, particularly at Scorpio. Scorpio out twice now. But it could be Cancer or Pisces. I'll tell you all the signs at the end. So you fear you fear that this person is going to tear down all of what you've worked on, all the stability that you've worked on, all the self-worth that you had to work on outside of this relationship, particularly if you're in the second group. If you're in the first group, you just fear, a shakeup in your foundation. And then on their side, they have the Three of Swords. Like I said, if you're in the second group, this person fears having their heart broken. So people who fear having their heart broken tend to compensate by being the one to break other people's hearts. And if that's the type of person you're dealing with, Gemini, I really want you to think about this. This person comes back around the end of March. All right. For those of you who are not in that scenario, this person is, they're afraid of heartache. They're afraid of loss. They're hoping to heal, heal their heart. Yeah. So, like I said, two very distinct groups there. Let me know how that resonated. The zodiac signs I have here, I already said Scorpio, but I also have another Gemini. So Gemini, you might be with a Gemini. I also have Taurus. Like I said, Cancer, Pisces, Capricorn, Virgo. Yep. Small possibility of another air sign, but Aquarius, Libra. I see mostly water. But it could be any sign. If it resonates, it's for you. And I wish you all the very best. Let me know, Gemini. Let me know. Bye. Namaste.